Adam, how much of a distraction is the McGovern issue?
No, none. I don't see it as a distraction.
Okay.
Well, it's footy, isn't it? That's what happens, and on occasions, and we love Gov. We want him to keep him, and we're doing everything we can to keep him. So I've said that from the beginning, and that's the position I've got. He's playing good footy, so I don't see it as a distraction from his point of view, and the team's going all right as well.
Has he put you in an interesting spot now? Because every week, I suppose, now you'll have to be answering these questions. It must be tiresome.
No, not really. I'm not changing my position, so that's up to the club to work out with Gov and his management, and I'm not getting involved. I think you all know how I feel about him. So no, I'm okay.
So you have no input into that at all?
In the negotiations, no. Look, I'm part of the list management committee, but you know, those type of things we don't do here. We do it behind closed doors.
Do you think it's fair what he's doing, the way he's going about it?
Oh, it's not about what's fair. It's all part of the negotiation. This is not the first time it's happened, so I think we just got to calm down a little bit. This happens a lot, so let's be mature about it and deal with it as it comes.
Do you like free agency?
Well, I can see the reason why they do it, but yeah, I'm not going to. I don't think I'll put my position out there on that either. Yeah, we get a lot of commentary from. I know you want to know my opinion personally, but is it aligned with the clubs? I'm not quite sure, so I need to work that out first before I declare it.
Ken Hinkley said that he won't play Ryder if he thinks the ground's too hard. How do you feel about that? What's your reaction to that?
Oh, well, that's his call, totally. So, you know, I understand Ryder's coming back from an Achilles injury, and a hard surface might affect that. So I'm sure he's got the players' best interests at heart. So that's his call.
Does that mean it's almost becoming an advantage Optus Stadium in that respect, because they don't play one of their best?
Look, that hasn't been our strategy. I'm sure it's not Optus's, but no, I think it's just player safety and just being aware of what they confront, and they're working really hard to get the ground right. And we've been talking about this probably 4 weeks now, so it's all heading in the right direction, and I'm sure we'll get it right in the end.
How do they test out Paddy? I mean, he's obviously arrived last night or today, and then you're really going to get one crack. How will they test?
I'm not sure. That's not my problem.
It's taken its toll on your team. Is Dom's injury as a result of the Optus surface?
Yeah, we've got to be really careful. We don't blame the stadium for every injury we have. He's got a bit of a footy shoe. It's not major. Hopefully, it's only 1 or 2 weaker. But you know, we try and cover all bases on protection, and part of it is making sure the surface is nice enough to pull up from.
You brought back the reliable Hutchings. Were you tempted to maybe go another young gun, or have you given enough young guns a go at the moment? Oh
no, we want to get the balance right. You got to not deserve your spot, but you got to play the right role for the club. And young Ainsworth's not far away. You know, he's put a good little patch of form together. But so's Hutch, and Hutch has played his role really well when he's come into the side, and he's handled himself really well at East Perth. So the integrity of match committee still needs to be there, and he deserves his spot.
What about Josh Kennedy, coach? Is there any chance that he may come out? He looked pretty sore yesterday. And
did he? Where'd you see him?
I just saw him walking.
Walking, okay.
With Ryder situation, could it be similar to him?
Well, there's a good one for you, because I spoke to him this morning. He said, I haven't felt this good this year. So he's right to go. He's quite surprised about some of the talk, and I'm not here to answer every question that someone says about our injuries, because you know it shouldn't be about that. You know, you'll find out soon enough if they're going to play or not. We don't play too many games. You know, sometimes we do pull someone out late if it's a significant player, but we're not trying to be sneaky or hide things from you guys and the public. You know, we announced Dom yesterday. JK's feeling good. Boots is feeling good. So we'll. But that doesn't say that there'll be late changes every now and then. But we're not playing the game.
It's your 100th game as coach this weekend. How do you reflect on the early part of the journey so far?
It's pretty easy to get games up, isn't it? When you're a coach, you don't get dropped. You just get the arse. Oh look, I'm proud that I've got to 100 games. I've had a really good time at the club. I've learned a lot. I've grown a lot as a coach and probably as a person, and we'll leave it at that. But you know, they'll come with obviously the contracts, the games.
What surprised you about the role? Like what didn't you expect going into the role?
Oh look, I spent 4 years at Hawthorn. It was probably a pretty short apprenticeship on the football and strategy and those things. You get to do that as an assistant coach, but people management and leadership at another level is probably something you've got to learn on the job. It's hard to get that experience as an assistant coach. So, and obviously West Coast's been such a big club as well. And these type of things I'm not too worried about, but the management and people management that you got to do with staff is something that you can't learn until you get in the job, and if you're assistant coach. So that's probably the biggest thing I've learned.
So it's beneficial to talk about the state of the game and the way the game looks this week. Do you have an opinion at the moment?
Yeah. State of the game. Well, I'm probably the wrong person to ask because I love it. I don't see it as a major issue, and this pops up most years. What do we want from the game? What do we really want it to look like? I personally just like a good contest. Do we want 150 to 130 sort of scoreboard? That's great, but I just think, unless you do something significantly different with the rules or players on the ground, you're going to get defence. So that's what's evolved over the years. So to say coaches have ruined the game but really affected it, it's just evolution of sport. You always look at getting bigger, better, faster, stronger, more defensive, more attacking. You want everything. So if you really want to make change, why is the first question, and what is it is to be debated forever. But I don't mind a contest. I don't mind a close game.
The zones are a bit drastic, do you think, at this stage?
They can look at it and trial it. As long as they're patient with what they do, I wouldn't be throwing it in next year. And I don't think we need to tinker with these little rules here and there, 10-metre rule and all that sort of stuff. I don't think that's going to fix the problem if there is one.
What do you think reduced interchange down to, say, a 4-year game would do?
I don't know. So, will it make us more fatigued? Will it open up the game late? Will it make it more congested? Will you get 20% more injuries? So I haven't done the research, but to suggest we're going to get, what do we want to get out of it? More scoring? Is that what we're looking for, or more?
More attractive footy.
Yeah, more attractive footy. So does skills drop away when you're fatigued? Maybe. I don't know. Do you want more one-on-one contests, more contested market? What do we want? So I think that needs to be established. And I know there's a charter there, but I couldn't tell you what. I haven't looked at it. So I don't live in this space, but now that you've asked the question, I've given pretty broad answers here. But I like the contest. I like close games.
Why do you think the biggest, strongest, fittest, most trained athletes we've had produce a game where people question the skill level?
Well, there's probably more pressure than ever. Tackles and the contest has become really evident. And the ability to cover the ground now helps you defensively. So that's why I said changing little rules here and there doesn't stop that. So that's the skill level. A lot of people say this as well, that there's more games, more vision. You watch every game over the weekend, you're going to see some bad ones and some poor skills. So then you're going to see some really good ones.
They've got a short memory, do you reckon, some of these people? Because the skills clearly are much better than in the 80s and the 70s or whatever. There's no question about that. I mean, there's some of the kicking and the handballing that's just gone to a whole new level.
Yeah, and some's gone backwards too with goal kicking and those sort of things. But what's definitely increased is the pressure around the ball and the pressure on the guy disposing the ball and the precision kicking that we go for, as opposed to, I know what it was like when I was playing. I was happy to kick it the duck 50 metres away. That was my way I went about it. So there's a lot more guys trying to be a bit more specific with their targets and all that sort of stuff. So that evolves with the game. And skills are as good as they've ever been, but the pressure's also as high as it's ever been as well.
You mentioned goal kicking. Do you think it's got worse over the years?
Someone told me that's the stats. We spend at least 10 minutes every session doing goal kicking. In the last 2 weeks we've been poor. In the first 4 rounds we were really good. So that pressure is probably as much as mental as it is physical. The goal kicking, or probably more, obviously.
Is your two-ruck system now becoming a genuine advantage for you, Adam, do you think, with the way Lyset's playing and there's just no respite for opposition midfield?
Well, it's what we're going with at the moment. We didn't strategised that was going to be a significant advantage. It's just what we need to do. Nick's not a full game, he's not like a Goldstein or a Gawn who can just punch out a full game. And Scott really complements our ruck and our forward line. So we've confronted teams that challenge that with running ruckman and playing a midfield through there and trying to expose. So sometimes it gets exposed and sometimes we come out on top with our strength. So that's an ongoing battle. Quite often it's not a nil or draw. Something happens from that play. We either go pretty well from it or we get exposed. So at the moment I think we've probably got the advantage with the overall, with the season, with the two ruckmen. And look, I think they're both pretty good too, with just genuine talent, which always helps.
How do you see Port Adelaide after the trade period? They looked frightening. How have you seen their first start to this season?
Oh, look, I think they've been pretty good. They've had a couple of poor weeks, like almost every club. But they hit the straps again on the weekend. They've got talent, they're well coached, and they've got good form over here. So this is probably our biggest test for the season, we thought.